Hope you're doing okay. So we've had a bit of a change on our robot. It's a positive change. What we were doing the bubbles, and the bubbles were moving so frequently back and forth. It was actually quite hard to hold on to profits because the retail guys were changing their mind, and we saw reversals. We saw a horrible move on the S&P on Thursday, and it looked like a trap had been placed. I can maybe show you actually. Um, so here, this is the ADP number, and they shorted it, went long and shorted it. But the thing is that they held short. That arrow there, they held short, right? So that obviously pumped, and that impacted our safe havens. And we had some safe haven pairs going by the bubbles. So the thing is, because risk is fluctuating on a dime, basically, you can flip a coin. If the data is positive, we'll pump on risk. If the data is negative, we can dump on risk. So that's the risk with the bubbles. They didn't have any checks in place. They were just sentimental shifting by the dumb money. And now, by like coincidence or bad luck for us, is that they could be right depending on the data release. That's an important thing to note. So they might be positioned by luck, and it goes well for them. And that's the thing with the bubble. There weren't any checks in place just to make sure that we would have, the confidence and on the success. And so what we are doing now, we are having checks, and this is the cool thing. This is the QDB ranking, and what we'll do is simply buy the strongest pair, and then we'll sell the weakest pair. Now look at the percentage change at the top. Look at the percentage change at the bottom. Now the reason for it is that the sentiment, obviously, and we've got the technical checks in place. So these will perform poorly. These will perform well. So we're going to buy these. Or so I say the robot. We're not going to do anything manually. It's all automatic now. It's going to buy the strongest because it's satisfied all your checks, and it's going to sell your weakest because it satisfied those checks. We are below the daily pivot, the weekly pivot, the monthly pivot, the 7-day average price. Whether or not we're buy or sell at the big picture, are we above or below 50%? Where we were buy at the beginning of the day, where we were buy at the beginning of the week. Are the bears getting paid? Are the bulls getting paid? Because sometimes the retail guys can get paid. And there's your daily open check. Are we above or below daily open? Are we above or below the weekly open? So it's massive amounts of checks, and that's putting us in a good stead, on a good footing for our success. So hopefully you understand the logic. So let's look at AJ, for example. Massive pump. Why? Well, you could argue sentimentally, we're a buy. They were very short. There's not many there's not many longs in that market. Look at AN as well. They were very, very short on AN. Why did we come up? Well, we had to go up to punish them. Alright, so the retail guys are short. So we're going to go and punish those guys. Well, the robot is going to punish them. So we can probably call it like a retail punishment bot. Basically, it just examines how they're positioned. Are we satisfying the technical checks? Yes, we are. Open with risk management. So our risk management is 50 pips stop loss, which sounds quite wide, but it's enough to cater for the spread widening at the close. And TP is also 50 pips, but we've got a 25 pip trailing stop in. So if we do see a pump, a wobble, and a dump, at least we're out at a profit. Admittedly, it'll be a 25 pip profit if it gets the trading stop, which is okay. We really should be doing well because of all these checks and the sentiment. So it's really just a quick video to say is that we were doing the bubbles, but they were quite erratic, and it was really pretty much like a gamble when we come up to a very important, significant economic data release. It could go one way or the other. With the bubbles, it just might mean that the herd would get paid on their positioning into that data release. But at least with this, we're going to have these checks in place, and it's going to give us that momentum. Are we above the monthly pivot? Yeah. Well, that's good. That's strong. And we're above the weekly pivot. Yep. And then if you combine the daily pivot on top of that, we're very, very strong technically. And so we've got that momentum of the monthly, weekly, and daily. We could also have 4 hourly pivots as well, but I think for now this should be fine. So I'll tell you how we did yesterday. I need to find my thing. There it is. And then I've dragged this across, and you can see we were having Kiwi CAD because it was the bottom weakest score. See, and I've got a feeling EG might result in a loss, but that's okay because we made quite a bit yesterday in profits, and we've got AN Long's strongest score. You see, now what's happened is that we entered at price 108.72, and what it's done, the trading stops kicked in. So if we do fall at the open, it's possible we'll get out our profit, a minor profit there, and so that's it really. The regularity is every 2 hours. So you'll see 16, 18, 20, 22. It seems that we missed one there, but probably because that resulted in a profit. So there would have been one at 253, but we would have got out a profit. And likewise, 6, 8, 10 result in profits. And you see how they're every 2 hours, which I think is fine. We can maybe do every hour, but we'll continue as we are next week. We should do okay. And so this is how we ended up. So Thursday was horrible because of the wobble that we had on the ADP numbers. And also we have to remember we were testing my remote desktop, and we were testing this software that's enabling my remote desktop to keep alive all day and all night. Now before this software here, it would go to sleep, and by going to sleep it would then it wouldn't trigger any trades. And now we've got this bit of software. It's keeping the remote desktop, the VPS, it's keeping it alive. What it does, it sends a keystroke every minute, and it fools the RDP session that I'm actually here using it. And it's actually quite a clever bit of software. So this is installed remotely, and it's keeping everything alive, and everything is now automatic. So we were just testing this last week, and by doing so we sent quite a lot of dummy trades across that resulted in a loss. They were the Kiwi USD, and of course the data on Thursday, it really made the dollar dump, and the cross dollar, we pumped a lot, and so it was just bad timing. But now we've got this tested, everything is fine, it's done all automatically remotely, and it doesn't require any hands-on from me at all. It's just kept on the background, and it's triggering a trade, 2 trades every 2 hours, and that's that. So what it does, it buys the strongest and it sells the weakest at the same time, and then that's it. So hopefully you understand the logic. Now we should be seeing green percentage change up here, we should be seeing red percentage change down here. If we don't, then we're going to see a reversal. Let's say for example AJ was negative, you'd be looking to buy AJ because it's got a good score. It was just simply retracing, it was just simply retracing for the move higher. So you'd be looking to buy AJ because it had a good score, and boom. All right, so that's how if you can use it. If you wanted to do like a swing trade idea, you're looking to buy dips. If something's got a good score, you're looking, some retest here, you see, and as long as it's got a good score, you want to buy it. If it's got a poor score, you want to sell it, and that's it. So if you want to join us on the Patreon, we've got a few tiers. If you want to join the testing of the robot, do note I say testing, you've got to be doing it on a demo. I'm only doing it on demo currently because we're still fine tuning things. You can join us at £4.50 a month, and you get access to the Patreon videos, analysis, and access to me and my knowledge pool, and also access to the signals. And if you want to get the COT data tool, you have to subscribe to this. And now the basic tier is the basic tier, where you get Discord and then it goes up into the spreadsheet, which is your premium tier, and then you can see how the signals are generated, and you've got access to this really powerful document here, the QDB ranking. So just to say is that we were doing the bubbles. They were quite erratic and a little bit of a gamble because it didn't have any momentum checks. Now we do have those checks in and more, and so we should be doing okay. And lastly, everything is now automatic and it's hands off. So next week it will just be fully leave it alone, no more testing, no more dummy files, and then we'll see how we are on Friday, and then I will report back next Friday with the profits or losses because we were still testing up until yesterday, really. And so next week is like it's like a live migration. We will be reporting the results, and we'll just see how you go. So you can see the logic, and hopefully it's quite clear. So have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for the COT data.